I'll tell you what's
Turn
scary.
it up there, buddy. Turn it
Tell
up.
you what's scary.
Yeah. Scary hours. Daytime matinee.
Oh boy.
What is everybody? Welcome to the pregame show. Let's
go.
Let's go. Live from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. Final game of the regular season. I can't believe how fast it flies by. And yet at times,
You think it flew by that fast?
I think at times it crawls by. But here we are at the end. A little crazy. Nuggets have their last game that turns out might be more competitive than we anticipated. As the Rockets are playing their guys, we're going to talk about playoff scenarios. We're going to talk about themes of the new era that are already emerging. It's going to be a great show. I got Harrison Wind here.
Fellas, game 82. Brings back some memories.
Well, I hope not. That one didn't go the way I loved.
I'm excited today. I'm a little nervous.
I am too.
I feel like the last regular season game I was nervous for at all was nervous/excited. Maybe the Minnesota game a little bit.
Yeah.
But like these last two games, it's been like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous/excited for this one though.
I'm a little bit of both. That's what makes sports great. You get all those emotions in one. D-Line's here.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are unsettled. We really don't know how the season's going to end up. And if the Nuggets drop today and turn into the 7th seed, we're going to look very differently upon this Nuggets team if they, if they were to get the 4 seed, we'd feel so. Whatever. It's also.
Yet, I'm not so sure.
I know,
But the best could be the worst. The worst could be the best. I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's wild, man. This is why all the feelings are weird. And then rounding out the show, Superstar Dev.
You know what? Let's do this.
Let's do
this. I'm so excited for this game. I think everybody's nervous just because of the uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen. But, again, you talked about it. That's what sports is about. That's what it feels like to be a true fan. Another playoff game for us, baby.
Another playoff game. Most of the time when you're in this point, you're more interested in the scenarios. We're going to go over all those, and it's all about that. But I think those things are interesting. But I think I'm just more excited about the new look Nuggets. Yeah. I'm excited if they are building more momentum towards something, or if they're just kind of like what they are. So tonight, that's the number one thing I'm excited for. Win. What do you got game notes wise?
Well, Nuggets in Houston, of course, to play the Rockets, who don't have anything to play for. They are locked into the 2 seed. They've been locked in there for a bit, and so they've been resting their starters. They rested them against the Clippers, got blown out. Then they rested their starters against the Lakers, lost by 30.
Okay.
They're playing their starters today.
What does that tell you?
It tells me one of two things. A, they want to keep their starters or get them in a rhythm before the playoffs. I don't really believe that because they'll have a week off.
Could be that, yeah.
B, they want the Nuggets. Because if Houston beats Denver, that likely, not officially, but likely could drop Denver to the 7.
I think that's what it is. I think they look at this and go, we might play Minnesota, we might play the Clippers, but if we beat Denver, we'll play Denver or Golden State or Memphis. Those are the 3 worst teams in their mind. I think that this to me is if I were a player, I would not read this any other way.
Yeah, I hope they think that.
It's not official if that happens. They would need, I think it's Clippers to beat Warriors as well.
Well,
we'll talk about it in a second.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a second.
Likely, I feel like that's what would happen.
I mean, I kind of think they just want to, one final tune-up before they're going into play.
Yeah.
I have a hard time imagining that you would want to draw Nikola Jokic in the first round of the playoffs.
Why? As opposed to the Clippers who have won 21 out of 23?
Yeah.
Or the Timberwolves?
Yeah, because Nikola Jokic is way scarier than either of those squads. I mean, I mean, listen, who knows what the thinking is, but I can't imagine choosing to go up against Nikola Jokic.
I think that they want to go up against Nikola Jokic. I think that they looked at this Nuggets team as
crazy,
wounded. You want to go after them.
That's what most dangerous.
This is a smart play by the Rockets. and you have to put yourself in a position where you can control. You're playing puppet master to everywhere else. If you can avoid teams, if you don't want to play certain teams, especially with a young group, I think you're supposed to, go all out in that. And this is a run that doesn't truly mean anything, but you want to measure yourself against another playoff type team. You can't give those young guys that much time off. And then also, I just think that it's important for them. This is going to be a team that they could potentially play. So it's like, let's try things in this game and see what we have here.
Yeah,
I think it's smart.
Yeah, Ime Udoka said he's playing his starters, and he said everyone's playing regular minutes. So I saw there was a lot of talk, maybe they start their guys. It's the last home game of the season. They start their guys. They rest them in the second half. At least based on what Udoka's saying so far, they're going to play him the whole way through. So we'll see.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I love it, though. I hope it fires everybody up.
Yeah,
what else?
The only guy out for Houston, Jayshawn Tate, everybody else is good to go for them, and he's not even in their regular playoff rotation. David Adelman trying to go to 3-0 as Nuggets coach. He's talking about the Rockets' depth. He said everybody on that roster can really hoop. So
I don't know if they can hoop. They can defend. I don't know if they hoop.
yeah, not a lot of hoopers buried
Does
on
Dylan
the
Brooks hoop?
Rockets bench.
No, but they do have
hoop.
They do have hoopers.
They have
do have a lot
Jalen
of
Green's a hooper. Fred VanVleet's a hooper.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't know if they have any other hoopers. Jabari, I love him. Not a hooper.
Not a hooper.
Yeah. For Denver,
Basketball player.
there was just one guy on the injury report, Jamal Murray. He is playing, though, as expected, and regular starters for a second straight game. Opening night starters, Jamal, CB, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic.
You wanted it. 2 straight games to end the year with the starting lineup.
It's beautiful. Everything is lining up the exact right way at the exact right time. The Nuggets are coming back. They started off slow this last game. Then they got stronger as the game went on, and then they went into the strongest possible attack, the two-man game going down the stretch when things mattered the most. You saw the stark difference between things we've seen games leading up to that game and that game. Like, to me, this is I don't know. Like, the stars are aligning.
You said the right perfect time, but don't you think the perfect time might have been a couple months ago?
I don't know.
Not
I mean,
3 games ago.
Well, I mean, listen, perfect time meeting before the playoffs with a little bit of ramp-up time. We're not talking about a bunch of guys that need to learn each other. It's just they got to just get back into the rhythm. Like when you have to do a StreamYard show the first time after a long time,
rough.
It's a little rough. You're talking over each other, but then you hit the rhythm and it's fine. Like they don't need a ton of ramp-up time. They just need to be healthy.
You agree with that, Dev?
Yeah, I think that this is the lineup that they've always wanted to play.
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, injuries happen. You have to do shakeups. You wanted to see what you had, with different units. So I think that was important to have that play. But this is the opening day. This is what the ideal version is of the Nuggets, and this is what the playoffs is going to be. So every minute they have together is very good, very positive. And you need to bottle down, defensively, you need to get on the same page and just try to figure that out, because these are all playoff games. This is a different looking team right now.
What do you like?
I love that comment.
Which
from
one?
Big Pick.
Oh, that we're signaling for Tim Conley to come back by wanting Hooper?
Just sporadically saying Hooper as many times as
I
possible.
like it. Adelman is setting the table.
I also like the idea that
Should
Tim
we
is
just start
watching.
saying Hooper and that guy's nice?
That boy nice?
Randomly on the show
That
as
boy
much
nice.
as possible.
This game, as much as it is interesting, I'm more interested just to see how the Nuggets perform, win or lose. I'm more interested in just are they looking more like the team that I can believe in? Are they working in that direction? Jamal Murray in particular. Houston goes to this double big lineup. They've been doing this for the last 8 weeks or so, where they play Şengün and Adams. Steven Adams, probably the best offensive rebounder, if that's all he has to do in the league. And because their half-court offense isn't great, they just basically use him as a rhinoceros to clear out space around the basket and get tons of second-chance points.
That's a great
It works.
metaphor right there.
And it works. He clears that paint, grabs boards, and that's the only way they score. So that will be a challenge tonight, because I guarantee they'll throw that out at them.
And I think they killed Denver with that last time.
They did.
Particularly against the second unit.
So, and it was new at that point, but
Right.
they've been going to it pretty consistently.
I remember that, man.
Let's take a look at the scenarios now
Oh, boy.
for the playoffs, Kale. And we put together a little doc here. What do you got? Can you pull it up? If the Nuggets win, they are the 4 seed, cut and dry.
Done.
Nothing to think about.
Simple.
Home court advantage in the first round. If They will play the Clippers if the Clippers win and Minnesota wins. Minnesota plays Utah. That should be a gimme. Clippers play Golden State.
Utah's resting all their guys, not like they needed to, but
I mean, it is crazy to think they could lose to Utah. It would be wild.
Memphis is also resting all their guys today.
Which is kind of wild. But the Clippers win, then you play the Clippers. That's the 4-5. If Golden State wins and Minnesota somehow loses, same thing. 4-5 is going to be Clippers Nuggets. But you'll play the Minnesota Timberwolves if the Warriors, who are playing the Clippers at home, that's the matchup. If the Warriors win that game and Minnesota beats Utah, your first round matchup will be the Minnesota Timberwolves.
F it, we ball.
Ball up top, man.
Check.
Ball up top.
Either way you slice it, that's a
Bring
tougher
it.
one, but I am with you,
Bring
Matt,
it.
as well. In a weird way, I know this is going to sound insane because of the history. I think I'm more afraid of the Clippers than the Timberwolves. I know that sounds nuts, but
There's a weird thing with the Timberwolves all season where they look like the NBA champions against Denver,
But
and
not
they
against
look like
anyone else.
a 500 team against everybody else.
Yeah, but the Clippers look good against everybody.
Everybody
the
right
Clippers
now.
have looked great.
They look
have.
great against everybody. So they don't care. They're just like, bring it.
And that's a do or die game for both teams, Clippers and Warriors. So if they get a win on the road to close out the season,
Yeah.
it would further, this little streak that they're on of, they got all the wins they needed.
Yeah, it's really the only game up for grabs. Like Timberwolves are going to win, and that's the only game that's going to decide what happens. And the Nuggets, I don't know, man. I'm kind of at the point where I kind of just want to bring on the Timberwolves,
Yeah.
the Lakers, whatever. Let's just do
That's
it
what I'm saying,
again.
Just
man.
go the hardest route possible.
Yeah, why don't we just find out what this team is made of right
That's
now?
what I'm saying. Like,
Let's just find out.
You either got to be afraid of everyone or no one.
Yeah.
Like the Denver Nuggets, I believe, have what it takes to come out on top as the best team in the NBA when all of the dust settles. With their opening day lineup, with the way that they actually wanted to structure this team, with all of the extraneous stuff beside.
Ooh, Mavs are also resting
And
everybody.
I just think fuck it, man. Write the report. Sorry, F it, man.
report.
Just give me the Wolves. Give them to me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care, man.
I mean, I get it. I'm not too far off of that. I will say that I think the Nuggets need a ramp-up period. I don't think everything is lining up at the exact right time. I do think they're a little late. And so part of me does think that a first-round series that goes 5 and allows them to, win, they'll be better after that. You go right into the belly of the beast. Maybe they're ready, but
They're ready.
It is tough, man, with
They're
only
ready.
3 days ramp-up. Dev, where you fall?
Going into it, of course, you don't want to play Minnesota. You don't want to play the Clippers. There's a lot of teams you don't want to play.
I don't wanna
See, this is what I'm saying. It just
There's
turns into
there's no great options.
There's
right
no
now.
great option, so just whatever is in front of you, you have to go after.
Yep.
Really, your idea has to be kill whoever is in front of you
Yeah.
every single
Absolutely.
night. Because you're going to be underdogs in all of those times. That's why we don't feel good about it.
Fake underdogs.
So now, exactly. So now it's back to proving it. Prove that you are who you say you are.
Remind
who we
them
all
season all over again.
So yeah, you do have to remind them. Rather it be Minnesota. Who I honestly I want Minnesota.
You bring it, dude.
But it's also from a pride standpoint.
We owe it, though.
Of hey, we owe it to them. They got us last year. Let's get them right back.
Yep.
That's where I stand right now.
Bring it up again, Kale, because if Denver does lose tonight, and again, I would guess that Houston's favored in this one, they can be the 5, the 6, or the 7 seed. They'll be the 5 seed if Minnesota somehow loses. I doubt that happens. They'll be the 6 seed if the Clippers win, beat Golden State, but they'll be the 7 seed if Golden State wins against the Clippers, and then they would be in the play-in. But here's the thing. I am not going to stress, as much as you can say, ball up top, just win, just go, not afraid of anyone. The way I will phrase it is, none of these scenarios are that bad to me. You can end up being
They
the
all
6
feel
seed,
like the same.
play the Lakers, who weirdly I kind of almost would rather get early, and then you're on the same side of the bracket as the Rockets, which is nice. You get to the 7 seed, you play the Rockets right away. That could be nice. You say, there are scenarios. The worst case scenario on today's outcome is not that bad to me. Or
Other
different
than
from
the
the
play-in.
other one. The play-in is scary, but
The play-in is by far the worst scenario. You take a first-round series against any of these teams over the play-in.
except for we might play Memphis at home.
Yeah.
That would be the matchup. And here's the thing. Could the
Still,
Nuggets,
though, man.
I know. But could the Nuggets use another game of just tune-up?
Yeah, not when it's a do-or-die game for the whole season, though.
I don't know. Maybe they could use a little do-or-die tune-up.
but it's not do or die. It's not do or die. They'd be the higher seed.
Yeah, then they would play again.
I don't want the tune-up part because
yeah, then you get the Thunder
Really,
in
you're
round
just
one.
you're banking on one game where anything could happen.
Yeah.
then it's like back against the wall where you're nervous for the last game. If you lose that,
Turn it on, though. Denver's good back against the wall. Turn it on.
It's not the like extra games you want. It's the rest. You want
that's
rest
true.
right now. So like if you take care of business, you get a couple of days off with like feeding the team all of this, bulletin, material. You could say, hey, everybody doubts you. Everybody's going to go against you no matter who you want to play. They think that you're afraid of teams. Like right now, the Rockets are saying that they're playing their guys and everybody's going crazy as if it just means they're going to win. And I'm like, what are we scared of? Like, why are you having an idea? If that's the case, you don't watch the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like this team needs to try to win every single night. That's important.
As far as rest goes, just to clear it up, though, I think they would only get one extra day of rest if they win today versus if they won the first round of the play-in. Because I think they would play Saturday if they win today, and if they're in the play-in, they'll play Tuesday and then again Sunday. So it's 6 days rest versus 5
Young's
days.
going to score 100 points in the play-in, and it's not even going to count. It's just going to be gone forever.
I hate every opinion I'm hearing on the shit today.
I'm just going through scenarios.
Everyone is so scared. I hate it. Like all we have to see is the Nuggets look good, and I don't care about any of these teams. Like we see them looking like the Denver. Either they're like this era is either over, or if we're starting to worry about like us getting the right strategic matchup, needing enough rest. It's like they've had rest. Like the guys haven't been playing. They just need to look like the Denver Nuggets, which they did the second half of last game, and then nothing else matters to me. It's just
here's the thing, man. I'm not saying they should lose or this or that. My point is, if they lose, I don't think that it changes their odds that much. That's all I'm saying.
But if they lose and they're trying, then it's like who cares? Like we're not gonna make it all the way anyway.
Maybe.
It's like it doesn't matter.
Here, let's go move on to this next one because I find it kind of interesting. And this is themes I'm picking up over the last week of this new era. And the very first one I have is, and I put this on Twitter the other day, Adelman is signaling a return to who they were, not a reinvention of who they are. He has really put a bunch of things out here about last game. He said, I've seen us win that game a lot.
Yes.
I've seen us win a dogfight that in the clutch came to us executing through the two-man game and playing defense when it matters. It's in our DNA, and it's more about returning to what made us great. You don't want to lose what you've built, but you want to approach it with freshness. So this is number one. And Adelman was asked about, he said something of, should I get the job? There is some stuff I would like to implement next season.
Yeah.
But this year is all about rediscovering who we are, not reinventing who we are.
Because the Nuggets have lost some of that. Like, let's be honest.
Agreed.
They've lost a lot of who they are this season in terms of, the sacrifice, which we've talked about a lot. Their offense hasn't had the same, health to it. They've... right before Michael Malone got fired, they were running the play every single time down, it seemed like. There was not the ball movement, the unselfishness, just the equal opportunity stuff that has been a staple of this team over the last several years. They stopped playing for each other. So, a lot of that is just coach speak or whatever, or podcast speak. But those were such core tenets of the Denver Nuggets, and they lost that over, particularly this season. So I love that. And when this team gets back to that, they become who they are again.
Yeah, I think it's important. Talking about finding something that hasn't been there for a long time, but also looking forward to a optimistic and hopeful future.
Hell yeah.
And you're talking it into it. Because right now we already know the things that they want, but maybe now it's very particular. He's been with the team for, however long. He knows the things that certain people are wanting to do, or what the vision is there. So he has an inside track that other people don't have. Right now it's about trying to get that spark, trying to get, that back, and he's talking it into them. That's what you need. You need that hope. You need your guys to truly believe that you're the one that can make that happen as well. So I think that is important.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. And again, the difference now is that they're trying to find themselves again when they actually are all there. When things were going bad down the stretch, it was magically coincided with the time that Jamal Murray was out, and they didn't have anyone else to go to. And that's why the play, which was just giving Nikola Jokic an ISO every single time everybody clears out was the only default play. They didn't feel like they had other scorers or shooters. Like, I just feel like, I mean, we'll see. Obviously, we saw it. The reason I'm so bullish is because I just saw it. I'm like, oh, goddamn, there it is. Like, it's not like, who should we slap into the starting lineup? Or like, you just saw the natural roles come back without it being having to be manufactured. And I don't know, man. Like, to me, this is why I signed up for the Denver Nuggets in general. Like, I believe so much in what this group has done, because not only have they won a championship, like, we've seen guys actually get better, but like not have the opportunity to necessarily showcase it in the context of the whole team when the whole team's not there. The whole team is finally here. Like, they're finally here. We've been waiting all season for this. I agree. I would like to have more time, but like, to me, it's not, there's no discovery. It's just like doing it, and they know how to.
Here's another one. We'll kind of move a little quickly through these, but meritocracy versus hierarchy. This is the big one, man. Started Pickett in that first game, benched Russ in the first game, closed with Russ over Michael Porter in the second game. So he's benched Westbrook, benched Michael Porter, closed with Michael Porter, closed with Westbrook. Like, and he came out and he even had a little sarcasm about, like, what do you know? Russ played well, so we closed with him. It was almost sarcastic in how he delivered it. But he's also, in my important, establishing a very important, none of this is personal. To me, that's another huge theme is, hey, I don't care. We're just closing with whoever gives us the best shot, and I don't care how anybody feels about it. And so far, so good.
Yeah. We'll see, potentially what it looks like when Adelman has to, do this for an 82-game season, maybe next year.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different than having this really short runway. But so far, he's like, fuck NBA politics.
Yeah.
Like,
Right
I just don't give a shit about that. Write 2 reports for that kill.
That's actually his third report. I made him run a report.
But I love it.
Yeah, and then the last one here, Dev, strategic creativity. Here's something he said in the last game that I found really interesting. I've been wanting to try some different things at timeouts, and last game we finally did that, making it fresh. It's a subtle thing, but it's a little bit of I've wanted to do some stuff for a while. We're adding those things in small doses. And he's even
said Yoke's been coming up with these great plays that we're adding.
He also said, I've been watching how other teams guard us for 8 years, so I'm opinionated about making in-game adjustments.
Love that.
I love this too because he was asked about defensive strategy and how much he's doing, and he's like, I've been the offensive guy, but I'm always paying attention to part of that is seeing how other teams guard us, and I got some ideas there. So it sounds like he is wanting to add a little strategic creativity without losing the soul of who they already are.
He's playing all the hits, though. It's like all the things that everybody said was not good. He's like, those are the things that I want to change.
Yeah.
Like, that's important. If the team is saying, like, the play calling in the huddles is something that we're having issues with, change the play calling in the huddles. Make adjustments. Ride the hot man. That's something that, we've discussed about Michael Malone. That's something that he was there alongside Michael Malone and not seeing. So it's smart to play on those specific strings, but also it gets the team to buy in and say, those are the things that we said that we wanted to be changed, and now it's changing. Kudos to you.
Yeah, I mean, Malone would famously, he was just a counter puncher. He wouldn't really make adjustments in the regular season. It wouldn't be until we would get involved in a playoff matchup where it would take like a game or two for the adjustments that seemed like they were obvious to most other people to be implemented. I mean, there's a lot more, I don't pretend to know more.
He was principled / stubborn.
Stubborn, but I don't pretend to know more than Michael Malone. But all the same, but then you would see a great adjustment made that would ultimately get the Nuggets over the top, except for in that Wolves game. But I like the idea that it's just a little bit more fluid, that it just feels like we're being, tactical early and just sort of actually playing the hands versus just playing the men. I'm excited.
One thing I've heard from a handful of people that I believe to be true is that Malone, and sometimes this is a strength, but he had a lot of control over the coaching decisions. And so input was a little less welcomed on a day-by-day basis. And I think this coaching staff now is maybe a little eager to hey, everybody has some perspective to kind of input and maybe we'll adjust. That can be a double-edged sword. Too many cooks in the kitchen can lead to no direction. Yeah. Malone was good about, this is our direction, we're going here, everybody behind it, one solid forward punch. So it's just interesting to see that. I think that is one thing Adelman has kind of gone to a lot of, hey, lots of inputs, try new things. Everybody has a different angle. Let's use it all. We'll see how it goes.
Including the players.
All right, including the players. Our pregame picks are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet of $5 to get $150 in bonus bets. Must be 21 or older, located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Dev, make us some money tonight. Last chance in the regular season.
Last chance. But they were just going to make playoff money.
Yeah. That's sweeter money anyway.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. The Nuggets come into this game as 6-point favorites, 6.5-point favorites. This is bounced all around. As we all know, it makes no sense to a lot of people why. Like Houston is playing their guys. Also, Vegas doesn't know if Houston is really playing their guys. I don't see any Houston Rockets players on props.
It's a little
wild.
That would be hilarious if it was a bluff.
It is. I'm telling you, it is. They're gonna play half the game.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, there's no way they can have a playoff level intensity, you know.
There's no way.
They know nothing's on the line.
Truly.
Yeah, it's hard. But also still seeing this line pretty high. They have to know something. Like, you know, there probably was discussion, or at least there's the fear of they're just going to take their guys out at any point. I think that their coach is a madman, so I really do think that he's going to play his guys and play them fully. I don't know what to do right there. I can't give you guys any line. I would actually go with the Nuggets.
Yeah.
Because I think you could actually play the field like it's -6.5. If they take their guys out, they win. If they don't take their guys out, Denver has to take care of business. But I think they go for it. And if it's like out of reach, they just don't do it. So I'll go with Nuggets.
Oh, wait.
I will go with over 236. I like the over in this game. I think that this is a game that if you're Houston, you don't care as much to have to play defense the entire time. Like, you could experiment if you have to. But also, the Nuggets, we know what type of defense they give up. They're a fast-paced team right now. They're going to try to score, and they got some bucket getters on that other side. So I like the over in this game. On the Rockets side, I already told you that they don't have any stats, but if there were stats, or when they finally
Hypothetical bets?
hypothetical bets, Jalen Green points, man. You already know Jalen Green.
These are just life bets.
You just
These are
gotta
principles
score.
What is
of
the
life.
over? What are the points you're? What are the points?
I bet it will be 22.5.
I was gonna
Over
say
22 and a
21,
half. So
yeah.
this is just a homie bet.
Yeah. Also, Şengün.
Like you just have to, even though
Just so you know, Dev, I love this.
Oh,
That's not-
yeah, yeah.
But hold on, the argument for filling the bet section with the opposing team is that we're just trying to make money. Now we're not making money off. You just want to fill our
They're
time
going to play some live bets, and there's people that like to do it live. Also, I'm a man of process.
Yeah, he is a man of process.
If you
You
don't
are
do the process, it
process-oriented.
throws you off. And I don't know. How would I go to bed?
That's a great take.
Or the
Turn the
Nuggets-
watch
just
along like
sticking to
normal.
his rotation, man.
Exactly. On the Nuggets side of things that we can actually see.
This is what got Malone fired. I'm just telling you.
We'll get straight into it. I don't want to waste too much of your time. We'll just go with the best that I really like. Christian Brown over 13.5 points.
You like that one?
I love this one. He is going to score. They're going to put a lot of attention on Jokic.
Yeah.
A lot of attention on him. They also are going to try to eliminate Jamal, especially with like how he's moving and trying to work
I
himself
want to see
back.
him have a big game.
They're going
Bro.
to try to be aggressive, and that means Jalen Green is going to be on Christian Brown, I would guess. I like that. I like that. I like Christian Brown over 4.5 rebounds. I think this is a big Christian Brown game. Aaron Gordon over 7.5 rebounds plus assists. Very easy. I think you get this in rebounds alone. I think he will.
He's been
get
a
this in
beast
rebounds
lately.
alone.
I mean, rebounding ball tough tonight in that double big lineup, but
He
we'll
didn't
see.
play. He didn't rebound well like in that last game. So like I think that he's going to look at that and say, okay, I have to do more. But also there's going to be a lot more assist opportunities for him. So I like both. My lock,
Jalen Green.
Jokic
Oh,
over 27.5 points.
Yes.
I don't see how they don't have this at like 31. Like I feel like
he
when it's-
hasn't been scoring as much, quite
Yeah.
as much.
Not as much of the play.
This
being around.
one matters like to actually score. He knows how much is on the line. you don't want to have to go into the play-in spot. You don't want to drop and be at the bottom of that Western Conference. Like he's a man of knowing the basketball gods are watching. He's going to score. He's going to score a bunch of them. And it's also baby Jokic on the other side. No way. Scoring him every single time. And if they take their starters out, now you have another guy you can score on a lot. I like that one.
Triple-double, by the way, plus 135. He's 2 for 2 in triple-doubles under Adelman. Comfortably. You like it?
I mean, the stats will tell you he gets one every game. He averages one for the entire season.
One more just for good measure?
Why not, dude? One more to the
Plus
fray,
135?
This is like one of those you can't go home on a miss.
Yeah, you can't go home missing a triple
end the
double
season without a triple double.
All right, some super chats. Let's go through them because this game's going to start on
Exquisite
time.
Nugget, no Dev. We should be the 3 seed. Get the dub. Win for
Can't
you.
happen.
Who will
Can't
be the
happen,
unsung
but thank
hero
you.
today.
Yeah.
Christian Brown,
We should be the 2
GDX
seed.
gang. I need everyone to not take this game for granted, regardless of the outcome. Might be the last time we see the starting 5 play a regular season game. Man, negative. Pablo Alfaro, real expectations for the postseason. If we do get eliminated early, what are the chances you guys would make to ensure we don't fail Yoke?
Here's the thing. If that happens, we will have 5 months to talk about that very thing.
Yeah,
so I promise you it'll happen.
Let's start that conversation.
See you guys on the watch
prematurely.
along.
See you on the watch along.
We all silly like the mayor.